Access and security of a document is always important. You will need to have a thorough understanding of the security features as part of the examination. Keep in mind that under the Review tab in the Protect portion of the ribbon, there is a Protect Document button. When selecting the Protect Document, you have the ability to restrict what can be reviewed on the screen. Another component that we can do is actually put a password on the document itself. Now, to put a password on a document, we are actually going to go to the Save As feature. When I go into Save As, I will be taken to a dialog box that has a Tools button on the lower left-hand side of the box. When I go to Tools, I'm going to go to the pull-down, and under the pull-down there will be General Options. Within the General Options area is where I set the password. I can set a password to open, to modify, or I can set my document for read-only. You will also notice that you have the ability to adjust the security level for opening files. When setting the password, anytime I try to open this document, the password will be required. So passwords will be part of the Save function. Notice again that it is Save As and not just Save that gets us to the Tools, General Options section. This is a common question on the examination: how can I set a password? Let's cancel from the Save As screen. Let's talk about the protection of the document's reviewing functions and restrict movement on the screen. I'm going to Protect Document and going down to Restrict Formatting and Editing. Here you will see a task pane that gives us a variety of choices. First, remember, whenever you have a task pane, you can move it over to the side to your convenience. The first area is to limit formatting to a selection of styles. If you apply styles on an individual document, you can now choose what I can change. In this particular case, you will notice it goes everywhere from shading to email signatures to headings. Perhaps I would like to allow you to change the text, but I do not want you to change the headings as they're tying to my table of contents. I can set those restrictions in this area. Another area I can change is just how you can actually edit the document itself. Here, you will notice in the pull-down, I have the ability to lock off the changing of track changes, comments, or forms. You'll notice also I can make it read-only by saying no changes. When you've finalized a document, it's actually recommended that you choose read-only. This way you do not have to worry about any after-the-fact changes that occur on your document. You'll also notice that there's an exception area. The exception allows me to choose who can bypass any of the restrictions that I set. When you go to More Users, you will be greeted with a list of all of the individuals that you have access to in your organization. Here, I can allow myself to have full access, perhaps allow my boss to have full access, but give everyone else read-only access. I can set the document to read-only and then come back in, check myself and my boss so that we have the ability to edit the document. Once I choose formatting, editing, and exceptions, I can then start the enforcement. Once I start the enforcement, my document is now protected. In large organizations, it's very important to restrict formatting. Very frequently we publish a document and then have difficulties remembering which was the final, as there's so many changes that go on after the fact. Remember, when you go ahead and you protect a document, I can still make a copy of it if I have access to it. That's where the password we talked about earlier comes in. If it's password protected, I cannot open the document to make a copy of it. If I'm restricting my formatting, I can still make another copy and change it in any way that I want. The restriction is to protect your published document.